Hello, it's Sue. How are you today? I want to welcome you back to my channel. Easter holidays are over, but school holidays are still on here. And you'll hear a boat. There's some skiing going on out on the river, and they're taking off from our jetty. So you might hear the boat occasionally. All right, well, it's good to have you here. Thank you for calling past. Today I'm going to try and follow Rachel's weekly challenge, which I believe is week 14. And what she's done is she's made stamps using self-adhesive foam board. And I didn't think I was going to play along with this because I thought I didn't really want to venture out to the shops to try and find the foam board. But in the back of my mind, I thought, I'm sure I've had some foam. So I had a look in my storeroom, and sure enough, I had this A3 sheet, 12 by 18, of thick, extra firm foam. Now, it's not self-adhesive, mine, so I'm not sure how this is going to work. I thought I would try and use it and perhaps use my glue gun to fix this to some cardboard. So we'll see how I go. If it doesn't work, this might be the first video that you don't get to see. I keep saying that, and every time I say it, I've managed to post a video, so that's, you know, pretty good. Now, drawing freehand and me don't go very well together. I can copy, but, you know, from my head, I am not very good at drawing. I did have a go. I managed a couple of leaves and a squiggly line here. And this, goodness knows what that will look like. Don't know whether you can see that. Rachel did sort of offset circles coming down, and I thought I'd try, but, you know, who knows? It might be rubbish. I also tried these, like rainbow arches, I call them. And I've drawn a couple of those freehand, but everything else, just about. My leaves I drew freehand, but everything else I've used something to trace around. So this is my trusty glue top, and this is another glue top. This is my clag glue top, which I thought worked pretty well. And then I wanted some leaves, so I had a go at drawing and actually was pretty hopeless, like a stem of leaves. And then I thought, well, I've got some dies, and these two, actually these three, are just tracing around some dies that I have. So I thought they came out pretty well. We'll see what happens. So that's where I'm up to. I've got this corrugated cardboard to use as my base. So I will go away now and cut these shapes out, and I'll be back. Okay, so that took a while. The foam cut quite easily, and the hot glue gun seems to have glued everything quite well. So I've got a few threads that I guess I'm going to have to try and get rid of. But all in all, just trim that piece off there. All in all, it worked quite well. So for my bigger pieces, I have that funny one. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like. The leaf. And then I used a lot of these are all the bits that I had left. I'd cut a strip 3 inches off that piece of foam board, and that's what I had left. Other than, you know, squishy little titchy bits like this, I used it all. So that was quite good. So the bigger pieces here, you can see I've used some of the scraps and cut into basic square shapes. I mean, you know, they're not even by any stretch. but we'll see how they go. This was that leaf, and it'll be interesting to see how that works. What I call the rainbow arches are here, and I quite like those. I use some of the scraps to do this 4 lines, straight lines. They're my triangle shapes off my glue bottle. I put the 2 circles together, and there's a lot of bits on there, so I have to watch that. So that was quite good. These were the cutouts from the arches. Quite like those. They're the smaller ones. This was that squiggly line that isn't very squiggly, but we'll see how that goes. And then I've got my leaves here. Let's make sure I've got rid of all the thready bits. Yep, 2 leaves. This was the flower shape. Be interesting to see how that goes. And the circle. And then what I did, out of some really tiny bits, I used my old-fashioned hole punch and punched these 4 and put together 4 on a piece of cardboard. Now there's a fair bit of glue around that edge, so we'll see how that stamps. But I thought that was quite nice. That could be quite a nice pattern. So that's them. Now, the next thing is that Rachel did some sort of etching on these. She made some lines and different bits. And I was wondering, as I was watching her with this circle, I wondered if you made an indent by using the end of a pencil, whether, oh yeah, I can see the circle there, whether that would last, and that would add another piece. And then I'm using these, which are, they call lasting impressions. I use these for shaping flowers, you know, petals and things. But I also use this bigger one on my scoreboard. I quite like that as opposed to the one that came with the scoreboard. But yeah, you can make dents in the foam to add embellishments. So we'll just see how good this works. I was careful to try not to get my fingernails caught in it as I was cutting them out. Now these, maybe will we add, oh, let's go for it. Let's see if we can add to the centre of those. May or may not work, who knows. And then I thought for the leaves we could, we've got 2, so we'll do them different. We'll do the smaller one like so. Okay, and then this one, let's try Rachel's cross-hatching. Might have to use the, yeah, that's that's a bit sharp, that edge. I'm not sure how well this will work, but we'll give it a go. There we go. I mean, actually, I'm looking at that thinking you could have done fishes and little scales. Might try something like that on here. This reminds me of a quilting pattern. Not sure how long these stamps will last, but you know, you could really play, do sheets of different colours and maybe spray the background. Actually, you could also use them on the jelly plate, I guess. Could be quite nice. Okay, we'll see how that one comes out. Leave that one for a moment. This one, what will we do here? Let's go just lines across. Like that, and maybe there we go. This one I'm going to leave as is for now. This one we'll do the same. There we go. I might carry on playing and I'll come back when they're done. Okay, I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so I've finished playing with these and I'll quickly go through. We saw this one where I'd put the pencil, the end of the pencil in there to form a circle and then just drew. The leaves, I think we did those together. This one and this one I've just done dots. The leaves again, I've just drawn, you know, traced down as you would a leaf. This one I've added dots, just using that pen. This one I've drawn some lines. Don't know whether you can see that. And then here I've gone round the outside. This is going to be quite a solid one, so we'll see how that looks. I did nothing on that one. That one I just traced the line down. This one again I just traced the line down. The two circles I've done like pinwheels, round and round and round. You can see those. This one I've done similar. I've just carried the shape in 3 times. So hopefully that will come out. And on this one I've sort of rounded, done it, sort of formed the triangle but rounded, joining the points. So that'll be interesting. The big circle, I just did 4 lines across. Whether you can see that one. And on this stamp, which is quite a big one, I've literally just traced the cross in straight lines across the squares. So it'd be interesting to see how that one comes out. So what I've done is I've just got a piece of paper here and I'm going to start stamping and just random stamp just to see how they work. The light's going a bit. I think we're in for some rain, so I hope it stays, you know, bright enough, long enough for me to complete this. So I think I'll start with the leaves. I've got some green ink here. Memento Lux. Oops, got a paper towel as well. Let's see, let's start with a small one. And probably do better pressing the ink pad to the foam, I think. And you just want to make sure, I mean, I don't mind if it's a little bit gappy in places, that's fine. So let's just see. Good pressure. Ooh. You see that? It's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Let's try this. Let's try this one with blue. Just to, we really want to, just, you know, it's arty more than actual, you know, green leaf. Oh dear, here comes the rain. So we'll stamp that here. Oh yeah, not bad. Oh, this is fun. I love it. And I've actually got a bit of a bin here. I'm going to keep them all together in there. Okay, I might leave that one for a bit. Let's try this flower. Actually, what I'm going to do, not going to do it like that. I'm going to do this one first, and then we might add the flower to it. So we'll do that at a slight angle. Oh no, that didn't do so well down that side. It might have been that I just didn't press it well enough. Never mind. Just pop that there. Now, what do I do with that flower? There it is. Let's just try this. I'll be interested to see if those details come through. Oops. Okay. And I guess make sure you press all round. Fingers crossed this one works. Oh yeah. Not bad. Okay, let's carry on. Should we do some more? I've got some other colours here. Let's do, to open them all up and have a play. This is mid-tone butter bar, Hero Arts. Let's have a look at that. around the gaps. So I've put it on a fiddly little piece of card. I would have been better off putting it on a bigger piece probably. Yeah. Yeah. I have a bigger piece here. So let's do that. Gives us a bit more to hold on to. Yeah. So let's go. It's probably, yeah, I love these dots. They're a good filler. There we go. So that was using the foam stamps just to create a page, just a random stamp page. And I will keep all my stamps in here for next time. And I will probably do a few papers like this to use in projects. I did the other mark making where we rolled the inside of a kitchen roll to put marks on paper, and that was quite satisfying, but I quite like this too. I mean, that's using lots of colours, but you could just stamp in one colour and it would be equally as nice. Now, I've got one of my cards here, and I thought what I might do is cut a piece to put on this card as a journal card, just as a background. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my trimmer and cut this, and I'll be back. Okay, so what I've done, I've cut it, I have stitched around, I backed the back of the card actually, book pages. So I backed it with this. This is the front, stitched all around. Now, I'm loath to cover that pattern because I quite like it. But I wondered if I could add this little image. I mean, it's an old image where this is quite modern. But it's lacy and don't know. I don't really want to keep it plain, and I don't want to cover it up too much. I looked at this, one of my collage strips, and this, but I actually quite like that on its own. So maybe I could go that. That has the colours in it. I'd have to back this, I think, give it a bit more weight. What do you think? I'm leaning towards that, I have to say. Let's put these out of the way a minute while I think about this. It's got the colours. I'll back it onto somewhere I've got. Yeah, here. This was my sample piece when I was doing these cuts the other day. So let's see if I can, does that fit on there? Perfect. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll back that. It's just really to finish this off, you know, to make something out of the playing. I know Rachel said next week she's got something planned, so we'll see what that is, but it would be nice to have something to show for for this week, other than a box full of stamps, which are going to be fun. I'm looking forward to playing with those. I'm thinking some great background pages and so on. I like the black frame. It's tiny, but I like it. And if that sits over that little strip of lace, I'm wondering, I might stitch that to the lace, just because I can. It will hold the layering in place, and it follows the line of the stitching here. So that's the right side. That's 3 inches. That's 2.5. So we want to come in about 1/4 inch. And that just needs enough glue to hold that while I go and stitch it. So I'll do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's stitched, and it was worth doing, I think. I'm pleased with that. I'm going to add that here, and I thought I might add some of this at the bottom. What do you think? Yeah, I think I will. I think I will. Okay, so let's see if I can squeeze a bit more out of my fabric glue. I tried to buy some more of this yesterday. Yesterday I did a quick flit into town. I needed fresh bread, really, and did a side swoop into a local craft store, but they had a sale on, and the place was hopping, let me tell you. But unfortunately they didn't have my glue. So I'll just make this last a little bit longer. And I'm thinking about there. Okay, and we need a little line of glue along the bottom. Ooh. Just pop that on. Trim off these sides. Okay, now I am going to give it a light ink around the edge, but very light. Maybe not that bottom edge now that I've added the lace. Oh dear. Actually, it's not too bad because the lace covers the end a bit. All right, so that is our finished project. Making stamps out of foam. So they are my foam stamps. If I can get all this in. This was the piece that I made, and I've cut off a strip to make a journal card. And that journal card, I'm hoping, will fit somewhere in here. And actually, yeah, it will fit quite nicely on that page. So that's where I'm thinking that will live. And I will possibly, don't know, I might do a belly band. Where's that piece of, did I put that away? did. I must have. I'm thinking maybe I could do a belly band with one of my collage strips. What does that... don't know. Think about that one. Okay, for now I think that's enough. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend with me today. I hope you enjoyed that little project. Thanks to Rachel for keep coming up with these great ideas. I've taken her idea and made a more modern print with mine, but it would work just as well with darker colours or grungy colours. Maybe the next one I'll do a grungy version, but I like that. For those of you getting ready for spring, that would be perfect. Okay, thanks so much again. I'll see you soon. Bye now.